And what I want to talk about then is this dangerous malady that some people think our industry is suffering from, called respondent fatigue. Apparently it's difficult sometimes to persuade people to take part in market research and contribute their opinions. Now, whilst I can't speak for what happens in surveys or communities, and Leslie's addressed that market very thoroughly just now, I can only say that this couldn't be more different to our own experience recruiting daily for qualitative research and user experience tests across the UK. Our database of potential new respondents is currently growing at a rate of between 100 and 150 new members per night. These aren't people for specific projects, but simply those who've responded to our publicity and are really keen to take part as soon as we have something suitable for them. They're almost all completely new to the idea of qual, and usually their only skepticism relates to whether the whole idea is simply too good to be true. So what? I'll get paid just for turning up and saying what I think. We often have to take some time addressing concerns and disbelief from people looking for the catch in the whole thing. But all this changes once we find the right research project for them and screen them into their own very real project. The feedback we receive from participants after being in research is consistently positive, even for the least glamorous sounding projects. And when I say that, recent highlights have included extended warranties, incontinence products and supermarket packaging, to name a few. You can see it's the skill of the researchers we work for that make it absorbing and fun to be involved with, engaging the participants to think about things in new ways, use their imaginations, and to spark ideas off one another in a group situation. And all this takes place in their home or at a comfortable venue where they're made welcome and offered refreshment and a chance to meet new people and learn about new things. And if they are in a group, they feel safe within the MRS code of conduct that they can say what they really think, anonymously but effectively communicating with the brands that need to hear it. They feel they're actively shaping the brands and the products they use, having an influence and making a difference. They might even be co-creating alongside representatives of those very brands who are respectfully deferring to their opinions as the user. So this is always perceived as very exciting. So they come out not just with their little envelope of used notes, but with a sense of having been listened to, their contributions valued and regarded as important. Attention is flattering to anyone, particularly from a brand you respect or even love, or simply one you recognize as part of your culture. And at its best, it's really exciting. Inevitably, some categories make for sexier experiences than others. Anything related to new product design or unreleased technology and so on tends to get everyone's juices flowing. And we've had some great projects recently involving examining and testing new chocolate recipes, for example. I mean, what's not to like there? And of course, we shamelessly exploit this feeling by tapping them up for referrals in that very moment of post-focus group glow. This creates a positive feedback loop, bringing their friends and family and social contacts into our network for forthcoming projects, and making sure we have ongoing routes into new sources of fresh and highly motivated participants for the future. The only real reason, incidentally, that people unsubscribe from receiving our invitations is disappointment at screening out when applying to take part in projects. Sadly, there's nothing we can do about that, of course. As researchers, your eligibility criteria are what everything depends upon, and we have to elicit responses via robust and open questions every time. That's our job, to recruit you the right people, not the keenest or the loudest or the first to reply. If they don't fit, they don't get in, and that isn't influenced by whether it's their first attempt or their 20th. We also have to continually promote the potential and how wonderful it's going to be when we do finally find exactly the right project for them to take part in, of course. And the glowing testimonials on our YouTube channel from happy past participants only frustrates people even more when they can't take part themselves just yet. Sometimes, too, the happiest participants have to tell them we won't even be contacting them for at least 6 months, when we have to break the bad news that this research thing is a rare and wonderful experience that must be spread around the maximum possible number of people for reasons of simple fairness, never mind best practice in recruitment. After all, there are over 63 million people in the UK. How many of them have taken part in qualitative research? Out of the people we talk to, who our marketing, our publicity has reached, consistently less than 15% of them have done so. And let's say we dismiss a further 15% as confirmed refuseniks who would never want to do so, then I think that means we still have over 40 million potential respondents that we haven't even registered yet. So from where we're sitting, the myth of respondent fatigue is exactly that. It's a myth that doesn't stand up to the reality. Thank you.